Welcome back to the Portal Bonanza podcast brought to you by Scoop Media. We are back with another episode. Got some commitments, some entries to talk about later in the podcast as well. Not a ton of entries, not starting to wind down. There's only a week left in the portal. If you're going to enter, you probably have already been in the portal, but there will still be some last minute names to roll in. So, yeah, Kyle, how are we doing today?
I'm good. I'm good.
Pre wisdom teeth removal podcast.
Yeah, that's gonna be brutal.
Yeah, Kyle is getting his wisdom teeth out today, so I'm not sure what the podcast is going to look like in the next few days, if someone else is going to be on, or we will just maybe not have one, but we will try to still produce them out. But yeah, Kyle, you'll be on the injured reserve for a little bit.
Yeah, I'll be in the IR. Hopefully, the portal stays kind of quiet
Yeah,
as far.
hopefully it calms down for you.
Um, but there is still gonna be plenty commitments. So
Absolutely. But yeah, before we get into the podcast, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're watching us here, or subscribe to us on the podcast platforms if you're listening to us on there. Make sure to follow our social media accounts at Hoopscoop Media on Instagram and Twitter. That would really be appreciated. But yeah, let's dive right into the commitments. USC Muss is still working away in the portal, getting a ton of commitments, it seems like, after he was working with a short roster for a little bit. In the last day, he got Chibuzo Agbo from Boise State and Rashawn Agee from Bowling Green. What are your thoughts on these two pickups and just Muss's transfer class overall? Because I have a few takes on it.
it's very interesting. It's been very underwhelming. I just
Yeah.
Agbo is like the Thomas. I think
Hmm.
could play in the Big Ten level, and Agbo.
Yeah. Maybe
Josh
Cohen.
Cohen, I think could, but like
Yeah.
again, none of these guys are sure things at the Power Five level. Like
No.
that's for damn sure.
Yeah. Like
Um,
I've
and
seen
then there are
people.
other guys like Rashawn Agee.
He's a really
Like
good rebounder, but like I
he
like
is
him, but like
like
at this level, I don't know. It's like I've seen people hyping up like Muzz's transfer class. It's like, oh, he's getting all these guys. Like
it's
he had
not
11 spots to
not
fill when
very
he
good.
took over the roster. Of course, he's getting guys to fill the spots, but let's look at who he's actually getting to fill the spots. Like most of these guys are like good Mountain West pickups, not good Big Ten pickups. With that being
Right.
said, though, I really do like Agbo. He's an elite catch and shoot
No,
guy, good
100%. We're
size,
big Agbo
good
fans.
athleticism, but he's also not like a guy. Like he's not the go-to guy.
He's not
He's
amazing off the dribble, like you
no,
said.
he's
He's
just
not a
an
number
elite
one or
catch and
number
shoot.
two
Elite
option.
catch and shoot though. Like you will be getting
Hmm
that from him. AG, yeah, really good rebounder. I just worry about. I
The
think he's
Big Ten
more
is
of like,
really good this year too.
yeah,
It's
yeah. Right
looking like
now,
it might actually not be mid. So like they need to pick it
yeah,
up.
yeah. We'll see if he can get some of these guys to be really good. We'll just see what happens, but I'm not overly optimistic on the Trojans right now, honestly. Oregon, they got Brandon Angel from Stanford. I really like this one. Angel really had a good year, really had a good finish to the year before. Good size, good scoring ability, really good efficiency. Can't really go wrong with Angel.
Yeah. What's Oregon got roster wise? Kind of blanking.
Let's check. They still have Shellstad back, who he's gonna be really good, assuming nothing crazy happens there. Um,
I think Kwame might be coming back. I don't
yeah,
know.
as of now, I don't believe he has left. Bartholomew's back, Biddle's back. Hopefully those guys are healthy. Tracy's back. They got Des Lindsay, a JUCO guy. Mookie Cook, maybe he'll be good healthy. They just need to stay healthy. Like that's the main thing.
Yeah, not they're looking at a third straight year of injury Armageddon. So
Yeah, but Angel really good pickup. Um,
definitely.
Memphis. Memphis got a few guys. One of them was Tyrese Hunter, Texas guard, and the other was Baraka Okoji, a guard from George Mason. I'm pretty sure we share similar viewpoints on these ones. Really like Okoji, really don't like Hunter.
Right. I think Koji's a better pickup than Hunter.
I mean, 3 years of eligibility, can really get to the rim. Really
Oh,
good
playing time
defender.
is good for a Koji.
And he
I
should
don't
have been
know.
a senior in high school this past season. Like he obviously had some of his freshman issues, not a great shooter, had some turnover issues, but he was like a good, impactful A10 point guard, and he should have been in high school. And
Yeah.
then you have Hunter, who like I think he's a good pickup in the AAC, but like I don't really like him with Penny. Like
Honestly, and I think a George Mason fan who said this to me, like a Koji could have made even a bigger jump. Like,
Memphis, he has to be getting a bag from Memphis, so like money wise,
yeah,
like
for
that's
sure.
about as good as you can do.
Um, but again, like he might have gotten a bag, but like, how much is he gonna play? Just
I don't know.
his
Texas right
playing
now,
time might not be great.
they do have like three ball dominant guards who can't really shoot with Okogie, Hunter, and Haggerty. Hunter can
Yeah,
shoot a little bit, but not like really. So we'll see how
yeah,
that works
3-point
out.
shooting is gonna be an adventure.
They got Rogers though, who can really shoot it.
Sure.
We'll see. It's Memphis, no matter
David
how
Jones declared, but doesn't he have a year left?
declared with eligibility, so he's
Yeah,
leaving the
okay.
door open. Whatever the results end up being for Memphis is going to be something to watch. Um, Louisville, they got Corin Johnson from Washington. Really like this pickup. Really like what Pat Kelsey is doing. Really solid player on both ends. 2 years left. This roster is shaping into view every day. Gets a little bit better, and
A good
yeah,
one. And it's
yeah,
genuinely a good roster. Corin Johnson's really good. Offensively, he's got a great first step.
yes.
Really good shot creator. He should be able to get buckets anywhere.
Yeah, still need some bodies, but the guys they have so far are really good.
Yeah.
There have been some rumors they might get Chucky Hepburn as well. I wonder if this pickup will impact that at all, but I think they could work it out with both of them.
Chucky would be a
We'll
really
see
good
though.
fit too.
Yes. Both those, yes. Pat Kelsey is cooking. He's definitely a recruiter. Like with his personality, like if you get some money behind him, I mean like he had money at Charleston compared to his level, like he can really recruit.
Even at Winthrop, he bought in talent. I mean, they
That was
had some
before the
players
NIL, but
there.
yeah. Yes. Noah Reynolds from Green Bay is off to TCU. Pretty good pickup. I mean, he can really score the ball. And again, I've said this multiple times, but he was a high major commit last offseason at Wisconsin before flipping to Green Bay. So it's not like he was just never a high major caliber player, even though
Yeah.
last offseason it might have been a slight stretch. But he was so good this year at Green Bay. Really,
He was.
yeah, he could really score the ball. High volume guy, but was efficient.
I
Not
like what
so much of a
TCU is
shooter.
doing. I think
Yeah.
TCU got a pretty good pickup here. Better shooter than they've had in the past.
Yeah, he's not a great shooter, but like I'd rather
A lot
let's
of
see.
volume. So
Yeah, we'll see. He's about as good of a shooter as Jameer Nelson was, give or take, but he's better than Avery Anderson, shooting the ball. So there's that. And he's a really good passer too. Let's see. Another pickup is this one happened recently is Pharrell Payne going to Texas A&M, Minnesota big man. Again, like he was going to be a really solid pickup for wherever he went. He's just a really physical big, good inside. Yeah. Any thoughts?
good pickup right now. I'm a big Pharrell Payne fan. They're starting to be a little more aggressive in the portal recently. So
I
that's
kind of
good.
like Texas A&M next year, especially if they bring back Taylor, which might
Yeah.
might happen at this point. I wouldn't be
Will
surprised either way, but like
Wilcher brings that
yes,
flamethrower off
Wilshire is
the bench.
nice.
They've
Obaseki really broke out at the end of the
yeah.
season. So
If you get that
they're
Obaseki next year, it's gonna be a different team for sure. I
yeah,
thought people
yeah.
like
Yeah, that's the main reason I would say why I'm really high on them. Mike James from Louisville, he is going to NC State. It seems just like a typical NC State pickup. Like it seems like all their transfer pickups the last year have been kind of like the same thing. Like they just like all seem similar, and they made
yeah.
the Final Four with it. So somehow, not traditionally, but it worked out. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's an okay
Not the
pickup. It
most
wasn't
exciting pickup, but
no, but it was fine. I don't think he was that bad at Louisville compared to some of their other players, at least. Um, yeah, it's fine. It's 2 years of eligibility, solid wing there. Another pickup is Luke O'Brien, who has committed to Georgia Tech from Colorado. I love this pickup. He gives you everything you want. Like he's a good size for a wing, good defender, can shoot a little bit, and they have high usage players next to him. He's traditionally a pretty low usage player, so he can kind of fit in perfectly. And I'm starting to like Georgia Tech. Damon Stoudemire is cooking.
For sure. I was always saying like when Damon was hired, it's gonna be year two.
Yes, yes,
Two is
absolutely.
gonna be the year,
Yes, yes,
and
yes.
it's looking like it. The thing is with Luca Bryant 2 years ago, man, he was so bad. Um, but this year, like I started to watch him, and I'm like, this guy is really improved. Like he's starting to really create an identity for himself. He makes all the hustle plays, really good on the glass, really good
Mhm.
defensively, always taking charges. He does all the little things. Hits open threes now. That really good on the offensive glass too. He's a winning player. I
Mhm.
think he's an amazing pickup for a team like Georgia Tech.
Yeah, I mean, they have the ball dominant guys like McCollum, Nate George, maybe Miles Kelly will be back. Don't know for sure about that one. Ndongo, like he's just a perfect glue piece for any team, really. But yeah,
Mhm.
especially a team like Georgia Tech.
And they have
Kobe,
really good freshmen coming in. Those freshmen
yes,
I
yeah,
really like.
he's cooking on the recruiting trail as well. But yeah, Oklahoma got Kobe Elvis from Dayton. I don't hate this pickup. I know you're not a big Kobe Elvis guy, but I'm really just don't like what Oklahoma has been doing at all.
No.
It seems like they haven't been doing anything in the portal. Like, not that this is a bad pickup. Like, he can shoot a little bit, can facilitate a little bit.
I mean, does it honestly surprise us that Oklahoma's not doing anything? I mean, Porter Moser was checked out the entire second half of last year.
But
Like,
then
I just don't think
he's back though. Like,
I just don't think he cares. I think he's back because there was no job really. Like all the other jobs that I mean, DePaul he could have had, but like they went after Holtman.
yeah,
Uh, there was no other job for him to take really. I mean, Oklahoma State.
nah, they wouldn't have done that though. Like,
Nah,
he was,
exactly.
yeah. I mean,
Moser seems checked out, man.
it's still got spots though. They still got spots, so we'll see. But
We'll see.
it's not up to a great start. I will say
No,
that. And they're
no,
in the SEC, they might be overmatched by a lot. But yeah, a lot of mid-major pickups as well. Some that I really like. Nevada, they got two guys yesterday. They got Xavier Jusel, who does not want to leave the Mountain West, that's for sure.
no.
Wyoming to Fresno State to Nevada, but he can really shoot it. And they also got Brandon Love from Texas State. Solid inside big, good rim projector. Should be a solid bench piece behind Nick Davidson.
He was good in the Sun Belt tournament.
Yeah.
In their run, he was very good. So
Yeah, I really
he's a
like
really
Jusel though.
typical Steve Alford defensive big,
Mm-hmm.
aggressive on the glass.
Jusel can shoot it though. He can
He
really
can't.
shoot it.
Mm.
Good pickup. Again, does not want to leave the Mountain West. Another Eastern Washington transfer following their coach to Washington State. That is Dane Erickstrup. I mean, so like if Washington State, if their like roster is going to be like a bunch of the good Eastern Washington players plus like Jalen Wells and Isaiah Watts, like you'll take that.
For sure. In a WCC, it'll be a pretty good team.
Hmm. Yeah, we'll see if Coward follows. I believe he is maybe the only one still left out there.
I'm about to
Casey
say,
Jones,
I
I don't think
remember
he's
not
committed
hearing.
either.
Mm.
So him and Jones still out there, but they've already got three Eastern Washington guys. We'll see if they add to that. But yeah, Brian Hodgson is continuing to cook, adding Kobe Julian from Louisiana, averaged over 17 points per game in the Sun Belt and is staying within the Sun Belt and going to the Red Wolves. Brian Hodgson is such a good recruiter. Like this is a
He's
pickup you would
insane.
expect. Like you would expect Kobe Julian go to like Arkansas, not Arkansas State. Hodgson will not
He
be
could have
Arkansas
gone
State.
Power Five for sure if he
Oh,
wanted
for
to.
sure.
Um,
Yeah, a
Big time
really
contender.
solid player on both ends. Yeah, Brian Hodgson is an elite recruiter, one of the best in the country, and I will stand by that. UAB, they're getting a nice portal season. Their most recent pickup is Bradley Ezewiro from St. Louis. Was honestly a really good player this year at St. Louis, despite them being pretty terrible as a team. He really has
Yeah,
been
I mean,
efficient.
I've liked him since I saw him first play at Georgetown, and I will stand by that.
Yeah.
He's really been carving out a name for himself, and I think UAB, he's perfect at UAB. Like I think that's an amazing pickup for them.
Yeah, because he's like a five, and then you have Lendenborg, who's more of like an athletic, versatile 4-5, and then they can play together. They also got like
Hmm.
Greg Gordon, Tyron Moore. They're stacking up a portal class combined
Yeah.
with the
Um,
actual.
they might win the American Conference Tourney.
Right
Yeah.
now, I like them. I like them right now. We'll see if that stands up once rosters are done. But I like them. I think they're the best team in the conference right
Oh, I
now,
do.
at least. Um, Oregon State, they got a transfer commitment from SIUE guard DeMarco Minor. Again, like they're in the WCC now. I think this is a
It's a
very
good
good
pickup for
pickup,
them now.
considering, yeah, like this, like we said a few episodes ago, like these pickups would not be good in the Pac-12, but like now they're in the WCC. Like DeMarco Minor is a very good WCC pickup. But yeah,
Hmm.
he's like an elite rebounder for a guard.
For sure, he
Like
crashes the glass for his
he,
size.
yeah. But yeah, overall pretty solid player, solid point guard.
SIU leaves, they definitely shot chucked a lot this year, but
Yeah, and he was a big part of that. But
yeah.
he can score, he can facilitate, plays with a lot of energy, good at reading the defensive glass. So yeah, good pickup for WGC. And Will Wade continuing to cook. His latest transfer is Bryant Selbonge from Arizona State, a guy that I've really liked since he's been at Tulsa. Really effective player, really contributes to winning a lot despite not being on winning teams. Kind of a cliche, but I think he's a real positive to have on the floor, and he will contribute to winning this year on McNeese. They've already gotten him, Joe Charles, Sincere Parker, and yeah, anything
Might
you
as
can tell.
well just show in McNeese for the Southland
Yeah, it,
title.
it doesn't matter who they had. Will Wade is enough to just yeah, he's gonna find some guys. But yeah, their roster is looking good now. Isaiah Gray from Cornell has committed to Akron. Solid pickup there. Solid two-way player, pretty physical. I think will be pretty solid at Akron. No,
Akron's been cooking. They've been
yeah,
doing a
with
good job.
all the West Virginia guys and then Gray. Decent portal class. Caden Powell from Wyoming has committed to Rice. Rob Laniers, I like his portal class so far. And year one at Rice for sure. Powell, big man, pretty solid. I know you like this one. You were hyping it up, but that's Chris Johnson from Texas committing to Stephen F. Austin. Did not do too much this year, but so why do you like this pickup so much?
Um, the Stephen F. Austin's they just been lacking like that transcendent player. I see. I thought Chris Johnson could have gone at a bit of a higher level.
Maybe like a
Even
mid
though,
plus.
yeah. Stephen F. Austin even recently hasn't even really been a mid plus, but they can
No,
return
they're
to
not.
that.
I mean, the wax
Hopefully.
slightly below that level, I would say.
Um, yeah. I mean, they used to be so good. And he definitely gives them that. Hopefully, that star power. And I think in the whack, he can certainly be that guy. But we'll see. I mean, he's a wild
Yes.
card.
Yes, very wild card. Definitely a lot of potential there. Chris Mack got another pickup at Charleston and Steph Van Bussell from St. Louis, freshman big man. The second freshman from St. Louis, Mack has gotten there. Bash Wheeland from Bellarmine has committed to Chattanooga. Pretty solid pickup, average like 15 a game at Bellarmine this year. Michael Graham from Loyola Marymount, solid big man. He is committed to Hofstra. Solid transfer class from Hofstra overall, I would
Oscar
say.
Speedy. Speedy's always going to do a good
Oh,
job
absolutely.
with
Yes.
their
Um,
machine over there with recruiting.
yes. Koma Mobor from UCF has committed to Iona. Tobin Anderson also continuing to really nail the recruiting trail. And
He's doing a
Mobor,
better job with this
yeah,
recruiting. I think
absolutely.
last year's was a little bit
He just
questionable
kind
for
of threw
me.
together a team. He just kind of threw together a team.
It was a
But like
weird group of players. Very, very
it's a
odd.
lot better this year, I think. But yeah,
Um,
Mobor probably shouldn't have gone to the Big 12 bubble in the first place, but I think he will be a solid player at Iona. Um, Madison Durr from the Citadel has committed to Monmouth. Solid combo guard
oh,
option there. Sophomore at Citadel average double figures. Kasper Klaschek from St. Joe's has committed to Albany. There may be some upside.
Casper does a lot of the little things. Yeah, he's not going to score a lot. He's not going to, be that efficient, but he's a good defender. He's good on the glass. Very low usage, but
Yeah, well, we'll see. He was kind of bad, but he was also like pretty he was a bad shooter.
yeah, he's not going to give you much off.
We'll see. We'll see going down level at Albany. They have just a lot of stuff to replace. Mikhail Dawson from Akron has committed to Marshall. Wasn't great, but was solid rotational player on a few really good Akron teams. So um, should be a solid pickup. At Marshall, Jay Alvarez from Houston Christian has committed to Ryder. He wasn't that good, but he averaged some solid numbers at least. We'll see if that can change, but going to a little bit of a step up in competition, we'll see.
Good old
With a
Keith Baggett, man. Use the
Yeah,
Christian transfers. Are we serious?
I mean he averaged like 15 a game, but he wasn't that efficient. Or but we'll see, we'll
He'll
see.
fit
Did,
in.
did
He'll
you
fit
see?
in.
Did you see they got like Zion Cruz the other day though?
Ryder.
He might just not be that good, but like he should be
Uh,
a good athlete.
yeah, Ryder likes bringing in like high talent rejects, like guys that are just like on the decline. That used to, like TJ Weeks is a huge example. Used to be good, but like he progressively got worse and worse. And this year he was awful.
Yeah,
So
we'll see. But Scotty Abube from Southern Illinois has committed to Green Bay. I kind of like this one. He was like really good in the minutes he played. Like not a guy that played a ton of minutes with the Salukis, but he was really efficient, really solid on both ends. If he can get a bigger role at Green Bay and be on the floor a little bit more, like I think he can be pretty good
yeah, the
with
Horizon has lost a lot of players. Like I think everybody in the Horizon's got a lot of reloading to do.
yes,
Milwaukee's definitely done the best job so far, but you
yes,
know, everyone else has got to start rebuilding.
yes. Landon Wolf has committed to Illinois State from Northern Iowa. And the last transfer, a D2 addition from Jefferson. That's Eric Timko, who is committed to Delaware.
My
Um,
friend trains him, so
really, he is good. So you might have some more insight in this one, but I just looked at
he's a
his
really good
stats.
shooter.
Really good
Really
shooter.
good shooter. My friend even reached out to me. He was like, "Where do you see Tim go playing?" And I was like, "Yeah, maybe Penn or something." But
Yeah,
Delaware's
it's
a
hard
solid
for
fit for
hard to
him
get into
too.
Ivies, but um,
Um, Definitely kind of surprised. Delaware's pretty solid level for him. He should be really good off the bench as a shooter.
maybe he could start. I mean, he was a really good D2 player on like a
He
solid
was.
solid team. Like he can really shoot it.
Mm,
At least the numbers would indicate. I can't say we watched a ton of film or anything on him, but yeah, I think this is a pretty good pickup.
for sure.
Definitely worth a shot. And we have a withdrawal. It's Ian Martinez. He is back at Utah State with Jared Calhoun. Did not want to transfer to a four school, would rather stay back at Utah
That
State for his
culture, man, I'm telling you,
last year.
Utah State's culture is second to none. I say it all the time. Um, they just have such a good basketball school
Hmm.
culture. Players love to play there.
Yeah.
It takes a lot for players to really want to leave Utah State.
Yeah, I
Definitely.
mean, him and Falza both entered the portal, and Calhoun got them both back at
Yeah.
Utah State. So very good job. We'll see. We'll see who DJ's back to. He didn't enter the portal, but he'll be back for his last
Mm-hmm.
year.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he
The
might
Mountain
be.
West isn't going anywhere. Low
Yeah.
key, it's still going to be very respectable next
Oh,
year.
absolutely, absolutely. Very good coach in that league. Um, yeah. So yeah, we'll go into our top transfers of the day. I know it was a little bit of a down day in the terms of the top transfers, but I did make a top 10 list.
For some
Kyle did,
talking points.
yes. The my honorable mention was Jalen Spear from Florida A&M. Didn't I mean Florida A&M was something in itself, but he averaged like 15 points, 4 assists.
He's been
Shot
solid
decent from
there.
three. Yeah. Again, Would he do much at a bigger school? Probably not, but I think he can like go to a similar level, maybe like a little bit above and a better team and maybe be decent, but Florida A&M was not good at all. Um, which is why they got rid of their coach. And I do like hire they made, but we'll talk about that when we have like a big coaching grades podcast. But yeah, side note, but yeah, number 10, I had a guy that didn't do like anything this year, and that's Nigel Burris from Utah State, but he was a very good player at Idaho last year. Honestly, I think it would be in his best interest to go back to Idaho, even though they're a different
Mhm.
coach. I mean, he was proven to succeed there, even on a pretty bad Idaho team, but he was a rookie year in the Big Sky, was a really efficient scorer, scored from all three levels pretty nice. And yeah, he should probably go back there, I
Yeah,
think.
he was good at Idaho. Definitely could see some Marfo action there.
I hope so because yeah, he was not impactful at all at Utah State this year, but they also
Did
had
he
a
even
very solid
play? Like,
team.
I don't even remember him
Not
playing.
meaningful minutes whatsoever. But he played, just not really. But yeah, number 9, I had Travar Jackson from Charleston State. Was a solid role player most of the year, but really came on towards the end of the season. And his last few games of the season were very solid scoring. Was the last 4 games he had 12, 10, 14, and 7 points. So really showed towards 8 points a game before that. So really showed he was a solid contributor down the line when they were, I don't know what term they were playing in, but whatever tournament they were playing in, and the WAC tournament, he was good too.
Real a team that
Again,
really overperformed, and
yeah,
he
and
was part of that.
Tarleton was good. Good offensive rebounder, solid defensive piece. I think he could be a solid, like similar level player. Like I don't think he's any higher than Tarleton State, but like I think he could maybe get a little bit bigger role at a similar program, especially with how he was playing down the stretch. So
Mm.
yeah, I had him at 9. Number 8 is where I have Jalen Smith from SMU. Pretty good shooter. That's his main sticking point, I think. And anything to say about him?
Yeah, I mean, just solid role player on a
Yeah,
very
like
talented team last year. So
yes, not a ton to say about that. Like he's just a decent player, and there weren't too many players at all in the portal yesterday. Number 7 is where I had Carlton Lingard Jr. from UTSA. He's a really big guy, solid rim protection.
he's gotten Power
Um,
Five interest apparently
yeah, I
twice.
mean that would be assumed. I mean, he's really
Big guy.
big, has a little bit of skill. Like he can stretch the floor. He's not like super efficient, but he's has the ability to stretch the floor. He's 7 feet. Like programs are gonna want that. I mean, he played a
Yeah.
few years at K State previously, so yeah, I'm not super high on him, but like I think due to his size and experience, decently skilled for his size. Like I think some teams are definitely gonna find some use in that.
Hmm.
Number 6 is where I had Brandon Murray from Ole Miss. I had a disappointing year. Also, wasn't entirely his fault because he came in halfway through the year, a little bit into the year with the waiver situation, but he was not really that impactful even when he did play. And maybe it's just because they already had the rotation or whatever, but I don't. I don't know. What do you think about Brandon Murray?
I wasn't that big of a fan of him at Georgetown to begin with. Just
Yeah,
really big shot chucker. He can defend, I'm pretty sure, but like
yeah.
I don't know.
I
There's just
liked him his
not.
freshman year at LSU. I liked him, and then after that, like I've just not really been a big
Yeah,
fan.
he has his games where he's good, but even at
Yeah,
Ole Miss this year, he did not have any of
yeah.
those.
He didn't even have a double
Nah.
digit scoring night. I mean, he had a lot of solid, but like he didn't really have any games or did too much. Number 5 is where I had Luis Courtwright from Rhode Island. It was pretty close between him and Murray for who I would put ahead, but Courtwright's actually, I mean, he's produced the past few years.
He's had a consistent career. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit more of a playmaker, good athleticism as well. Um, yeah, I guess he's a pretty solid player, probably like a mid plus guy. I mean, he was okay to mid plus level this year. Got the athleticism to play anywhere. Good size for a point
Low
guard.
key, Cohesi, Brandon Murray, and McNeese.
It's that's definitely gonna happen now that you say that. Like there's
He
no
seems the
world where that
perfect
doesn't
McNeese
happen.
guy,
It's
dude.
absolutely
Like,
gonna happen. I didn't even think about that. But there's like that has to happen, right? Like there's like that has to happen.
and he's like the perfect type of player for
I mean,
Will Wade. He does
he's
play
been a Will
defense.
Wade guy before.
That's true. I forgot about that.
I thought that's why you were saying that. Is he literally
Uh,
played under Will Wade?
that's true. I just said it because the type of player he is. Really, he plays fast. Plays defense.
Yes. I mean, maybe Will Wade round two. But yeah, anything in core, right?
No, Corey's always been a solid player. Guy I like, definitely.
Yes. Number four is where I had Dylan Adewusu from Seton Hall. Wasn't overly efficient this year. Was actually pretty inefficient, but was really good on defense. Really physical player, good body. And yeah,
I've
he's
always liked
had
the Wusu.
yes, he has had better
Definitely.
offensive seasons in the past. I will say that.
Mhm. Um, yeah, his role in Seton Hall was pretty weird. Yeah, he was strictly an off-ball guy for the most part.
Yeah.
At St. John's, he had some freedom to create his own shot. He didn't really have any this year. But no, I like
Mhm.
it. Wusu. He brings amazing defense.
Yes. Can
He's going to
facilitate a
be a
little
good player.
bit. Like he
Mhm.
had 1 year at St. John's where he was kind of a point guard.
He
Sure,
was, yeah, I remember
really be
that.
that consistently, but like, yeah, he's solid, good defender, really physical. Like he's just such a big guy,
Mhm.
even though he's not like super tall. He can
He'll
force his
translate at
way.
any level because he's
Oh
that
yeah,
physical.
for sure. I think anyone could use good solid player that could find a role anywhere. Really. Number three is where I have Kevin Patton, a San Diego freshman. He was pretty good. He was especially good in defensive end.
Mhm.
Is what really stuck out to me. Really good athlete. Pretty good size, 6'8". Yeah, really athletic. Was in the top five in WCC in block percentage and steal percentage. First in block percentage actually. Fourth in steal percentage. And yeah, good at getting to the rim. Shot the ball decent, I guess. He made some threes. He can stretch the floor. He can
Very raw. Yeah.
yes, can very good defender. Honestly, he could probably guard like all five positions. I
Mhm.
would say really athletic. Yeah,
Very high prospect out of high school.
definitely,
Steve Lavin
especially for San
definitely
Diego.
considered him.
Yes.
Yeah. Lavin's always brought in a couple of gems here and there as
Hmm.
far as talent goes. So that was definitely one of his this year. And San Diego actually really overperformed for what we thought
I
they'd be. We
yeah.
thought they'd be last in the WCC, and they got like the 5 seed or something. I mean, they were pretty
Yeah.
good somehow.
Pacific was just like terrible.
They were. Ooh-wee.
But yeah, San Diego wasn't terrible. Yeah, Patton, a lot of upside there.
They
A
beat
lot of
Arizona
upside.
State too.
It did. But yeah, number two is where I had Luke Goode from Illinois. There's already been rumors that he might end up in Indiana, which would be a great pickup. They need shooting. He's from Indiana. Yeah, he would
I'd
give
be
them
all in on
shooting.
Indiana if they got him. Not gonna lie. I'd be in. I'd
Oh
be
yeah, I
in.
mean he's a shooter. He shot at nearly 40% from three on decently high volume.
Decent volume. Yeah.
Really efficient player. Not a high usage guy, but just shoots the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Will do that. Has good size though on the wing. Like he's Um, yeah, pretty good size for a shooter on the wing, and yeah, I hope he goes to Indiana. At least I don't know if I want to see Indiana do good or not, but like
I really
if I
don't. But
wanted
like,
to see Indiana do good, I would definitely want them to add him because they are lacking shooting, and I think a pickup like Goody, even though he's not like a huge piece, just in
as
himself,
much
could
of a
really put everything
Indiana
together.
hater that I am, at the same time, I kind of want to see what college basketball looks like if they're actually good, because they really haven't been in really a long time.
No,
Um, Not top 25 good anyway.
yeah, well,
Um,
they were like when they had TJD.
Yeah, they fluttered around that level. A little outside of that. But I mean they were pretty good. This year could be a whole nother level though. It has the potential to be.
I think there's like a chance it could go bad, but if they get good
Of
again,
course.
I feel a lot better about them.
Of course. When
But
good old
yeah,
Mike Woodson's your coach, there's always that
yes. Number one note is where I had Elijah Hawkins from Minnesota. Elijah Hawkins did say he was coming back to Minnesota like a few weeks ago. Um, Apparently that was not his final decision as he entered the portal yesterday. It was funny because like, and I went to Minnesota's Instagram page when he entered the portal, and I was like, "How long are they going to delete this post and that like is saying he's back?" And it took him like 30 seconds from when I found it. So he is not back, but he is a really good pass first point guard. Um, can really get shots for others. Really small, so can really like kind of weave in places. Can really. I mean, Minnesota was playing really good, and he was getting like a million assists.
he was really good this year.
He can really pass it. Can kind of shoot a little bit too. Not
Mm-hmm.
one dimensional. Has some offensive game scoring. Um, is good on ball defender, even though he's so small. Can really disrupt some things really quick. A lots of things to like about him, and he can be like a primary point guard. Just gets everyone looks places. But yeah, do
Easily the
we?
best player of this batch.
Yes. Do we want to talk about Frankie Filler and Michigan State now? They just went off the board. No surprise there. So we'll just uh
Really good
do
pickup.
this in this episode. Yeah, I think it's what Michigan State needs. I've obviously been a little
Mm-hmm.
skeptical on Fiddler based on what I've said in the past, but I think he could be pretty good at this level. And in the role he's going to be playing, he's going to be like the three. He's going to,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's going to be able to shoot, get to the rim. We'll see how it translates, but I kind of like the fit. Izzo's a
Who's
great
back
coach.
for Michigan State?
Akins, I think, should be back. Holloman will be
Hogarth's
back.
not.
No, which, yeah. Booker, I think, will be a lot better this year. Like,
Tyson Walker's done, right?
yeah, he's done. You have like Cohen Carr back. Fears should be back after getting shot. I think he actually has some potential. Um, they have a good freshman class. Nothing crazy, but like a few good players. We'll see. But Izzo is a great coach. We'll
Interesting
see.
roster.
Yes, very, very interesting, but we'll see if they're done. I know they're not getting Trey Townsend now, which there
No,
was some
no.
buzz originally that might go to
I think
Michigan
he's a
State.
Buckeye. I think they're definitely the leaders in the
I would
clubhouse right
agree. I think it's them in Arizona that are like kind of up top. But I
now.
think I kind of would be nice to see them at Ohio State.
It would be.
Ohio State's they're kind of going to be pretty good. I think.
I hope so, man. I've picked Ohio State shamelessly the last 2 years. Hasn't really worked out.
Yeah, we'll see if Diebler actually works out. A hire that I was not too high on, but I see why it could work. But yeah,
Yeah,
anything else to say before we wrap up the podcast?
that's it. That's it.
I'll make sure there's no other commands I missed. I don't think there were any was anything else I missed out on, but yeah, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have not already. Really appreciate anyone who has. Really, yeah, it's really big help. Really helps us get out there a little bit more. And yeah, we've been getting some solid viewership on our latest YouTube videos, so I really appreciate anyone who has tuned in. Yeah, really appreciate that. But if you're listening to this on the podcast platforms, make sure to subscribe. However you do that on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever other platforms are out there, we will likely be on there. If we're not, send us a message and we will try to get that figured out. Yeah, make sure to follow our social media accounts at HoopScoopMe on Instagram and Twitter. That would also be much appreciated. And yeah, um, everyone wish Kyle good luck on his wisdom teeth surgery.
Yeah, let's hope not on the shelf more than a couple days, but
Yeah.
we'll see. I'm good with pain, so I mean I
Hopefully,
should be all
because
right.
this I've heard your pain, but I still haven't got mine out yet. I'm kind of scared because
Shoot, I'm
I've heard
24 and I'm getting mine. I'm late getting it. Like, it's like 17 to 25, and I'm like right on the latter side. But
yeah,
most of mine
yeah.
have grown in, so It's not like
Okay.
they're drilling inside of my gums to get them out, so that would hurt.
Okay. It's maybe not the
Uh,
worst thing then. It
yeah,
might
it's
still
gonna be
hurt though.
that aspect. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So yeah, enough talk about Kyle's wisdom teeth surgery. But yeah, we will see you hopefully soon. Probably not with Kyle. If you do see Kyle again, it'll probably be a few days before we podcast. But yeah, stay tuned for the next episode to Portal Bonanza 2 release.